So, let's do this at least. My Christmas vacation has almost started, and things have been crazy here. Once today came, or rather, yesterday, or rather since it's already past midnight, whatever. Anyways, I pretty much had a better idea how much money I would have and was able to more accurately, well, actually, make purchases that are not completely boring, I hope. Why don't we do these? I bought the old Wicked City anime, as well as Golgo 13, the Professional, because, well, actually it's the other way around. The Professional Golgo 13, the oldest Golgo 13, and something says this was edited. I don't really know. Looks like Queen's Blade Volume 2 finally came out. And, Nyan Koi, complete collection, all 12 episodes. I don't know what that's about, though. How very strange. And then, Dragon Ball Z Kai Part 3, which is probably the big release for me for this week, I guess. Not that there's a whole lot to choose from, but, Krillin and Gohan and Saiyan armor stuff. Huh. Let me see. They don't look convertible. That's pretty cool. So let's see. I finished Birdie the Mighty Decode, and overall, I'd say it was pretty interesting. Neat things about it. Obviously, the same thing I said before applies. Where there are a couple of overall storytelling differences between the two, I think, that are significant enough where if you really like that specific aspect, namely how involved the main character is in resolving conflicts, then, you know, Birdie the Mighty Decode basically is set up so that he basically doesn't do much until like the very end. He's just a roller coaster. He's just along for a roller coaster ride or something. I finished Gundam 00 second season, and it was okay. For some reason, I didn't get that Gundam-y feeling I mentioned last time, and I guess that's because this one was all about wrapping everything up, the final big battle that is, I think, a pretty stereotypical Gundam thing to have. But it was actually pretty neat where it went. I don't know if it makes a lot of sense. Some of it kind of reminds me of Star Trek Technobabble, I guess. But it's not necessarily bad. I also watched the second disc of Fullmetal Alchemist Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood Part 2, and it continued being incredibly interesting. So, I definitely want to see more Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Lucky me, the next part comes out in a couple weeks, I think. Yeah, the 28th, I think, is the release date on DVD Aficionado. So I'll be excited to be able to continue that. Although I'm probably going to hold off and watch it with my friend. So it won't be right off the bat, unfortunately. And I started watching an anime called Fafner. I'm like somewhere on the 5th disc, and I think it's a 7 DVD release. But I've been pretty distracted at the same time while watching it, so it's really difficult to tell if a lot of my confusions of the series are the series being confusing, or it just kind of doesn't explain things well. I can accept that it might be a little bit of both, because during certain parts where it has really gotten my attention and I have spent prolonged periods watching it and not working on strange Minecraft projects, well, I know in this one case, somebody found something that was hidden, they looked at it, and they said, oh, blank whoever person. I'm like, okay, I don't get it. What was that? But of course, then they explained that like a couple episodes later, which kind of surprised me. And I'm wondering if a lot of my initial confusion was that. Um, Nothing about it has stood out as particularly super awesome, but I still have like the last quarter of the anime to go, so there's probably still a good amount of room for it to do something really awesome and everything to just be a build up, I guess. I don't know. I keep not continuing watching. I had all of the day off and I didn't watch the rest of it like I planned. But I did do a lot of Toho 12.3. Okay, so you definitely noticed that I asked y'all for a lot of inside the box stuff, and there's not a whole lot of it here. The long of that, or rather the short of that, is even though I had a lot more time to do stuff today, by the time the UPS truck came and delivered a couple of the anime for today's release, it was pretty late in the day, and people started coming over, and so I didn't get to use my free time for today to do that. Instead, I had to, well, basically there were people and some of them hadn't seen the collection before, so obviously I had to show it to them. By the time that wrapped up, another friend had dropped by, and I have been doing video processing with him. So I haven't had a chance to do the inside the box stuff yet. Maybe I'll be able to do it tomorrow night and upload it on Friday for y'all. So here's hoping that I'll be able to do that. Otherwise, I wanted to at least give y'all the anime DVD update and all that stuff, since the inside the box is probably going to be an entire video on its own anyways. I think it'll work out okay. Hopefully you agree. Sorry if you were disappointed in really seeing those series today. I'll dig it all out tomorrow evening and get at it, I hope. I hope I'm not in too much of a holiday mood. Anyways, see y'all tomorrow.